What's up, guys? My name is Daisy Paris, and welcome back to the Talanta Show, a platform where I get to have a one-on-one with your favorite media personality so that you can get to know them better. And for today's guest, he's quite profound in the film industry and the media industry in general. He's an actor, a producer, a director, and a talent manager. So please help me welcome the great Peter Kawa. Hi, Tushangilie. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I'm so excited to have this interview with you.
Thank you for having me as well.
Yeah, so let me start by asking, how have you been? Kwaje? How has your week been?
Great. It's been one of those weeks.
Yeah.
It's busy, obviously. Came in a day.
Yeah.
You work out, there is always something in the industry to sort out. But I can't complain. Yes.
But even though it has been busy, has there been a highlight of your week so far?
Highlight. Well, I got to watch a movie.
Which movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
3. I think for me, what really stood out from the film is literally one of the best films I've watched since Endgame. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm a Marvel fan. I love watching Marvel films, comic books. So I went and watched it. I had my expectations very high, and they actually met the expectations.
You don't like DC?
I do love DC.
But you prefer?
I'm a Batman fan as well. Batman because again, he's a man without any powers.
Yeah.
But he also saves people.
Can you watch a film more than once at a cinema? Because I saw like for Wakanda Forever, you watched twice at the same day. Sindio, nikasoma we.
You're cheeky with your research. I hope
do you get bored?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I watch films, number one, just to enjoy myself, but secondly, to do research.
Okay.
For me, it's like a class. I watch now to be very specific about the cinematography, direction, the performances, such like things. But for this particular one, where I watched twice, is because the reasons.
Ebu, tell us, usikwe hivyo, Peter.
So, my wife will kill me. So, when we watch films together, we usually go for movie dates. Every time a film premieres, we literally go on that day where, worldwide premiere. Yeah. We go that evening. But when you're watching and then, could you go get an extra soda? Hold my hand. I'm like, cheat on her that day and forever. So I booked the ticket for the evening, but then Chana, I had to sneak out and go and watch.
Wait, you snuck out in the middle of when she was not watching you?
Well, she was at work.
Oh, when she was at work.
So we had booked the evening tickets.
Yeah.
But then at 10, I was across Garden City and I went and watched Wakanda Forever. So when we watched the evening, she's like, "Are you enjoying the film?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." But it's because I had already watched it.
Oh, okay, that's amazing. So even I hope not. Please don't kill him, guys. I mean, Mom, please, Peter's wife, please don't kill him. Sorry, please don't kill him.
Yes.
And I would love to know what's something about you that most may not know. And when I say most, I mean your supporters or your fans.
What people don't know about me?
Yeah.
I am a man who lives a purpose-driven life. I don't know, maybe people know that about me, but I have a very clear agenda in my own lifetime. So in whatever I touch, whether it's career, family, there are some whatever that I set out, goals and milestones that I keep hitting every day. So it's like every day I'm achieving something in top line that I have put across.
So how do you stay consistent with that, like being goal driven every time, even when you face challenges? How do you handle them when you feel hopeless, but at the same time you still need to remind yourself that you still have to stay consistent? How do you do that?
It all boils down to having a plan, because once you already have a plan, even if you get any challenges somewhere along the way, at the end of the tunnel, this is the goal that I'm headed for.
Yeah.
So whatever challenges you face here, this is just temporary. If not temporary, then this is, a milestone that is helping me become either, more, you have grit, you have more resilience, so that by the time you get to the end, you become a more, unafika kama umejijaza. You are well-rounded.
Yeah.
That's the term I was looking for.
Well-rounded.
Well-rounded character. Such like things, yeah.
That's amazing. That's quite inspiring as well.
That's
Yeah.
my idea. How about yeah.
And you studied information management.
Yes.
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 So how did you studied information management, but now you have a career in film and also being a talents manager. So what first drew you to studying in information management when you're in university? Oh,
The moment I finished high school, I wanted to be a fine artist.
Okay.
Because that's what I did in high school, and I got an A for that. And I used to be one of those guys. Basically, good kabisa. So I wanted to do in BIFA.
Yeah.
But my parents were like, no, the future is computers. The future is in technology, you know. So do something along those lines. I was like, but so they actually enrolled me into Kenya TCCT.
Okay.
You know, so I did IMIS. But my dad, when he got me there, he thought he was taking me to do something to do with computer engineering.
Yeah.
But kufika kule, information management, kuna stories of accounts, there is bookkeeping. I was like, this is not what I wanted, But somewhere along the way, I have to admit, even 17 years down the line since I dropped out of school, I have to admit, even those moments I spent in school studying information management, that has come in such a good way to help me become the person that I am today.
Okay. Yeah. So you dropped out school. So did you just do it in diploma then?
I almost did get my diploma. Funny, it's always an interesting story.
Tell me more about that.
I usually ride this story when I tell people that the decision that I made to drop out of school was very fun.
I can't wait to laugh.
I didn't want to be in school because again, we are here talking about. You're sitting in a class and they're talking about quantitative analysis and they're talking about financial whatever, balancing books. I'm like,
yeah.
So I went and did an audition somewhere with a guy I had been sent to. Then he was like, yeah, you're a good actor, but for now we don't have any openings. So when we do get something, we'll let you know. So I stayed at home waiting for that opportunity and never came.
Yeah.
So I went back to school. And I was nikaanza kufanya diploma yangu, but I used to be one of those bright kids in class. So when I
believe
exams,
that.
Right?
Yeah, I really do.
Thank you. So I did my exams, but I think I failed by a couple of points, and my lecturer wanted me to receipt those papers because he already saw that there was something in me. So he told me on Monday, come we review those modules, and on Sunday I got a call.
Which call? Like for an acting gig?
Yes.
Okay.
Kazi mapatikana. Na si Nairobi.
Si Nairobi.
Kericho.
Hey, so that means.
So on Sunday morning, actually it was Saturday morning, we traveled overnight. On Sunday I was performing in a school called Chililis Girls.
Okay.
And then Monday came, I was still in Kericho. Tuesday I was in Bungoma. 2 months later I had gone throughout the country, in different schools. And 17 years down the line, I always say it is one of the most tricky decisions I ever made to drop out of school because I was literally at the brink of getting my diploma. But I say it as well, it is not regrettable.
Yeah.
Just looking how far I've come, I don't regret making the decision.
Yeah.
Stupid enough, but not regrettable. Yes.
So even though you studied information management in university, you realized that you have a passion for acting when you're in high school, in Form 3. Ama. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me more about that experience. Like, what was the first? I want to know. We want to know the first ever moment when you're in Form 3 and you realize this is my place. Like, this is home.
So, I was a pretty active fella in school. Active in the sense that I was one of those cheeky fellows, very good with people, people's skills and the likes. But I had never joined a drama school.
Okay.
I mean, drama club. So in Form 3, some guys just noted, this guy is, he has this personality. He can in the drama club. We didn't want, so yeah.
Why didn't you want in the first place?
I am a people person, but I have stage fright. I am afraid of standing in front of people, even to date. If you are to watch any of my plays, when you see me sweating, which I do very much, this guy is not in his element.
Okay.
This guy I get stage fright a lot. So I used to be afraid of that. So guys just insisted, come try. So I was given a role the main character, the main bad guy, and I actually won Best Actor
Wow.
Yes, in Bungoma. So I was like, yeah, okay, so there's something here. So in Form 3, that is where now the whole thing was born. And then Form 4, I was forced into the office because now someone was like, Kawa, you have this leadership skills that we can we're to talk about chairman. I'm like, but I'm never even. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I was voted in by force. I'm the chairman of the Tahamaki Club of High School. And we did well.
Yeah.
We did well for that year. We went all the way to the nationals and we did a lot of other performances and we revived even the Tahamaki Club in my high school. So that is where the dream for, just to join the arts, being an actor, was born.
That is very beautiful. Yes. So even tell me about your first big break now, years after you've started acting now professionally as a career. What was your first big break?
For me, every step of my journey is a big break. It's a break of some sort. Well, let's not call it a big break, definitely.
Okay.
But all of them have a significance in my journey. Okay, so if you allow me, then I'll be throwing a couple of them, not just one.
Yeah, it's okay.
The first opportunity I got was when I was hired the first time, 17 years ago. That for me was a milestone. The next one was when people advised me to ditch travel in theatre. To come to the National Theatre because people had noted that, dude, there's something special about you and traveling theatre is not doing you justice.
Yeah.
You need to be on a bigger platform. So I came and joined the National Theatre. Where they were still doing set books, but now to a common audience, not just students. And that is when I started getting my calls from, hey, to work on a stage, can we work with you?
Yeah.
That's when I got my first gig at Inspector, not actually Nocturnal Junction.
Yeah.
I did Inspector Mwala, an advert, all within that small time frame.
Yeah.
Then another big break, I joined a Christian group called Better Pimp Productions.
Okay.
So they were doing stage plays.
Okay.
But they were Christian oriented. So everything that is just about the gospel, that is where now I joined. So for me, that opened really many doors. And my journey in Better Pimp has defined the Peter Kawa that you see on a daily basis nowadays.
Tell me more about that. Yeah.
About family, about keeping yourself clean, having relevance in the industry. How do you keep sane in an industry that can really take a lot at all from you, all on you. So yeah, even the people that I work with today, the circles that are around me, I got them through Better Pimp Productions. Even my wife, I got her.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Highlights. My first big break was 2014.
2014, okay.
Yes, I got my first recurring role on Sumu La Penzi by Spielworks.
Yeah.
Yes, so I played a pimp. I had my Congo, my studs, and my shit, whatever. So, me, I enjoyed that role.
Yeah.
Playing a pimp while you were a Christian, newly married. For me, I was like, yeah, let's visit these places that I've never visited about my life.
So it's not. Sorry to interrupt. So it's not like you are torn between whether I should play this role as a pimp.
No.
Okay,
no,
you are just very excited.
I just enjoyed playing the bad guy for many years.
Yeah.
I had played the bad guy. I had played the devil like 3 times. So being the bad guy always has Kawa as a character. So when I got this one, I was like, yep, this is the role I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So that was a big break. Since then I've never rested by God's grace. I have done so much since that time. I have opened. There are many doors that have opened from just having that role, many relationships and networks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even when you play the roles of a bad guy, has there been any character that you've resonated with? Or when you play that character for an antagonist or a bad guy, like, do you have a hard time switching back to Peter Kawa?
That's a really interesting question. It behooves an actor to find ways to be role.
Okay.
Yeah. So Peter Kawa, even the person that is, I believe I'm a nice guy. I mean well. So even if I play bad guy roles, I never mean. For me, it's just having fun, just expressing myself. But once I finish, I usually take off that whatever side, because that is not me.
Yeah.
However, I think there has come different opportunities where I've realized people tell me the way you look at people, it's like you are. I played Shylock in Merchant of Venice. And that character, I would look at people so intensely until people would say, yo. So even after the plays, in real life, people tended to notice that I used to be very, it's like my eyes were drilling into their souls. I was like, no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But so that was the rolling for me. I never really understood until that time. That's when I realized, I need to do the role. Yes.
Have you ever gone for acting classes? Or even have you ever, is there an acting technique that you're still perfecting till today?
I don't have a technique.
Okay.
I have been to many classes. I have been to different workshops. I have interacted with many either actors, or directors, or tutors. I don't subscribe to any specific acting style. For me, I think the more natural for me, the better. So it is for me what I feel as an actor. What I feel is what I will exert on screen. So I don't subscribe to, I have to go and sit in a corner.
Okay.
Get into character for 15 minutes and then I come there, what Jared Leto does.
Yeah.
He goes and sends people bats so that he can, that's not me.
So you just go with
a taxi driver for 10 months before
Really?
I don't do that.
But I saw on a past interview that you're talking about how you're being taught to smoke a cigarette. Tell me more about that, because that's still an acting class, isn't it?
I am not a smoker. I have never smoked.
Yeah.
However, I have always loved how people who smoke behave.
Okay.
You know how cool they make it? How they just sit and, it's just they...
Yeah.
I always enjoy. So most times you would find me with my pencil. When I was drawing with my pencil, I'm always just so I used to enjoy doing that until I got this role that we shot in Morocco, a film we shot in Morocco. And the casting director was like, yo, your character here during the audition says that you're smoking. So I'm like, can I use the pencil? She's like, no, you are going to smoke. I'm like, yo, but you know me.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, Kawa, you got jobs. So either you smoke or you go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So I'm trying to negotiate with her, and she was so mad. She walked out of the room. Who's
that, the director?
No, casting director.
Oh.
Nini is a friend.
Yeah.
You know how the boys can be set up. So me, I think I tried to tap into the boys, Asaway, and if come Nini, and she was mad and left. So our assistant is the one who good friend of mine also just came to us. He took a cigarette, then lit it, put it on my lips, and just before we were positive talk, I can do your lines. Good.
Oh.
Did you smoke it more? See what to motion. That's the way to do it. And before I could even say a thing, Nene, he's ready, come. And that's how, and that particular take is the one that got me the job.
So actors actually smoke real cigarettes, or it's just, it depends.
If you're really a smoker, it's not really difficult. But now, when I went to Morocco, part of my contract, I had to insist that I get nicotine.
Nicotine free.
That's a tough. So yeah, in emotion, you're going to but I call nicotine.
Yeah.
And again, even shooting that scene, so you have that was my first scene that I shot in the film ever.
Okay.
So me, Jamaica, we have big wigs on set. They have a crew of over 150 plus.
Where?
Shit, yes.
150?
Yeah. And these are Koreans. We have not mentioned the other 150 that are Moroccans.
Oh.
So it's like 300 plus.
Yeah.
And everyone has their job.
Yeah.
Kuna mtu kufunga kiatu, kuna kushika jacket, kuna kuletea
iko hivyo Kenya kweli?
So yeah, so I go for my first take. I smoke my weed, I do my lines, and then I hear cut.
Okay.
And then everyone clapped.
So you just did one take?
Well, we did subsequently. That first take, guys went like, yeah, because the performance was so. And then the director says, good stuff, but can someone teach that guy how to light a cigarette in the wind? And everyone was like, yeah. when he doesn't know how to. And someone told them, yeah, this guy's not a smoker. They even clapped again.
Why?
How I did it. I was so realistic. And I was menacing as an actor.
Yeah.
So for me, that was like, that was quite a highlight. So yeah, I am not a smoker. I am not sure I would smoke again. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing that role with a cigarette.
Would you say that has been one of the toughest roles that you've ever acted? Or what has been some of the toughest roles?
Well, definitely that was tough.
Yeah.
Because again, the pressure of it being an international film. Also, just knowing that you're in a foreign country, you're acting in front of crew members that have worked with the Tom Cruise, on Gladiator.
Yeah.
So you are literally working with the best.
Yeah.
So everyone is expecting the best from you. So for me, the pressure was too much. But however, the most difficult role that I've ever played was on County 49, when I was called upon to do things I had never done before, but I really enjoyed myself. I broke myself. I went to places that I had never been to. So yeah, County 49 for me, playing Malik was one of those roles that really took a toll on me.
Tell me more about that. What has been also your favorite moments in County 49?
County 49 had many good moments. The first one definitely just being the fact that when I got the job, the director came and sat me down, told me, we have 2 weeks to prepare, 3 weeks actually, but you look very strong, you need to buff up a bit. And then, so he told me, we are going to break you, we are going to push you to the limit, so you had better sign up into a gym right now. Do you go to the gym? I was like, yeah. No, the gym, Kwani. So, the only time I actually went into a gym also was when I was in Morocco. Yeah. Because the director, I had never been to a gym before, ever all my life. So in 2019, the director meets me for the first time. He looks at me, he likes my character, but he's like, but he looks small. He's supposed to be the towering bad guy, but he looks small. So he told the second AD, make sure this guy for the next 2 weeks goes to the gym and and he eats some spaghetti so that he becomes bigger. Yeah. That's what I did for 2 weeks before I shot my first scene. So I went to the gym. I don't even know what a dumbbell is. So I had to go on WhatsApp video. I called Luanda.
Dumbbell,
Luanda Jawara. So he was my guy. So nikamwambia buda so hii ni ya nini? Anaambia okay so hiyo ni alafu sana kaliaje? Anaambia ndio sasa uspitie 15 enda kwa ingine. So he was my instructor in Kenya, but he instructed me in Morocco. So that was the first time I interacted with gym manenos. Okay. I didn't do much because it wasn't a heavy regimen. But now in County 49, I even had to hire now, like literally, whatever a gym instructor, there every morning. And it took me 3 weeks to become slightly, and fit for the role. Unfortunately, now 3 weeks is not enough. So most of the scenes that you watch on County 49, I was in so much pain. Okay. Because my muscles, my body, I had dislocated my shoulder. Sorry, are you feeling better? It's been a year now, I think so. Yeah, pole sana. I dislocated, I sprained my neck. So for majority of the first few episodes, I was acting like this because I could not. My neck was. But you know what? Those are the challenges, and we enjoy them. Yeah. I had my fingers. I think I had move vijika vidole ngapi. Yes. Sorry, but I'm glad you're okay. I enjoyed it. Yeah. 49 was that project that you look back and you're like, and you have directors and producers who mean well and they care for you, and they made the environment so welcoming to the creative actor who wanted to be part of it. So big up to Decarion, Brian Monene, Akina Lola, happy birthday. So we had a good team that was very supportive, just to ensure that, and even the cast members that I worked with, the Kina Nyokafis, the Kina Ineas. Yeah. Oh, Nani has been nominated for MVCs. James Webo. Congratulations. County 49 was just like that. And everything just worked out. Despite the challenges that you face. Mickey. Maingi. He was my trainer. Yeah. Oh, this guy, I loved the fact that he believed in me so much that when the production would really want to take care of me as their main character, they're like, no, God, don't do that stunt. The guy would be like, Shane, go fanya ile film tutafanya. I'm like, yeah, I think he's a good director. I think he will do it. So he pushed me. He allowed me to become as creative as possible. And for him, he just loved working with me because there's no challenge that he threw my way.
Yeah. Okay. And also County 49 got nominated for the best TV series.
Yes.
What was your initial feeling? Like, first of all, congratulations. Yeah.
This is the thing. And I say it without any bias. I think County 49 is literally the best, one of the best. Yeah. It's not saying the best, because what people will come after. I think it's one of the best local shows on TV right now. And every time I hear it, a TV nominated or mine, I'm like, yeah, deserved is so. So it's not a shock, it's not an enigma, it's because it is that. It's, in fact, it should be getting more nominations and wins.
I agree. Very true. Yes. And if you haven't watched County 49 yet, it is on Showmax. Oh, yes. You only subscribe with only 300 shillings. If you're a first-time subscriber, you'll get plus 1 GB of Showmax. So make sure you go to Showmax. By the way, I love how Showmax supports Kenyan content. We really have potential. I totally agree.
Yes.
Yeah. And also concerning the fact that you've been in the industry for 17 years, and also you also own your own production company. I'd like to know how it began, and also I'm very curious about your support system. Like if you have a support system, how have they supported you throughout your accomplishments, throughout your challenges, even starting Spearhead Entertainment production?
We have like 2 days because it's very good.
I'll
try and summarize it to 2 hours. So
no pressure, guys. It's still interesting.
I have always been passionate about mentorship. I've always been passionate about telling my own stories, telling stories in general, but also having control of the stories that I tell. So in 2010, I had started a traveling theater company.
Okay.
Yes. So
what was it called?
Pace Theaters, Spectating Entertainment. So I had a couple of friends of mine, Misha, Jogona, Mike. So there was 4 of us. We started a company. So we started doing traveling theater. But somewhere along the way, you remember that guy who gave me that first opportunity, who called me and told me the opportunity in Patikana?
Yeah.
He was a good friend. And by 2010, he was retiring from the game. So he wanted someone to give his assets to. And he searched and he was like, yo, Peter, I have done some praying and song searching, and I want to hand over my resources to someone, and I felt it. So he came to my home, gave me everything, gave me all his contacts. While I'm watering all over the country, all his marketers, I can even know you're
the boss.
So I went and changed the name out to Spearhead Productions. 2010 I did that. So I was handling 2 companies. So there was Pace and then there was Spearhead. But somewhere along the way I had to go back to Pace because running Spearhead is much easier. It's a new business. Then I was running it alone. Then I was too generous, pay people because people need to be paid well. But I didn't understand the business. So I ran the company down to the ground. So I went back to Pace. But when now I settled down, I wanted to say, when I got married, my wife told me, yo, I see you're investing in people so much. Why don't you register a company? I was like, you might invest in some Spearhead Productions. Like, register it as a company.
How long ago was that when your wife was talking to you about that, like registering the company? It was after it went downhill?
After it went downhill in 2010. So it stayed dormant in 2011. I met my wife in 2011. And then 2012, when we were getting married, 2013 we registered the company. 2014. Because 2013 now is when I was really busy investing in people, finding talents, but I was doing it as Peter Kawa. But the question is, why not do it as a company or as a business? So we registered as a business in 2014. So since 2014, Spearhead has been doing its thing, investing in people, managing people, talents, and a couple of years down the line here we are.
So I'll go to talents in just a few, but Spearhead Entertainment, it has produced Lost in Time and also Christmas Love. No?
Yes. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Spearhead is two things. It runs two arms.
Yeah.
The first arm, it's a production company. Okay.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we didn't have the resources to put up a production. So we need a production company, but it's not done anything yet. However, the fact that I was investing in people and, managing them, and I was like, Spearhead can still do this business. So it's a production company and a talent management company. So talent management took precedence. So hiyo ndio ilianza kujulikana, ilianza kuimekelea sasa kwanza.
Okay.
Right? But somewhere along the way then kind of pata nguvu kidogo. Asemeni badala kufanya hata movie kivyangu, how about we partner with someone?
Okay.
So we do collaborations. So it's production number A in collaboration with Spearhead.
Okay.
So but came Lost in Time. Then now I worked with Film Lab Kenya, which I'm also a director and co-founder. We worked with.
Can you let me say?
If I were to start telling people how many companies I'm involved in.
Yeah, and it's quite amazing. I'm really proud of you, by the way.
Like companies within the industry.
When I grow up, I want to become like Peter Kawa.
So we did Lost in Time in 2019 in collaboration with Film Lab Kenya. Then 2021. 2020 we did collaboration again between my Spearhead, Seed Productions, which is now Lagri, and then with Betty. We did a feature film in Embu, in Kiembu. That was a beautiful film as well. And then in 2021 we did Christmas Love.
Christmas Love. Yes. So in Lost in Time you directed it.
Yes.
And you won Best Director in Lost in Kalasha Awards.
It was a highlight.
Yeah.
Lost in Time was a highlight. Kalasha for us, because we did it zero budget, but we had the soul, the soul of the film. When you watch the film, you can tell we didn't have a budget.
Yeah.
But you can sit through it and you're like, you love the performances, you love the scripting, you love the creative direction. So Kalasha came. Yeah. We were nominated. We got around 9 or 11 nominations. And we won 5 of the best nominations, which were categories. We won Best Feature Film overall, Best Director, Best Writer, Best Main Actor, and Best Sound Design. With
a film that had zero budget. Yes. So even despite it having zero budget, how did you partner with other companies for it to be funded? Or how did it work?
It was too late. It was too late for us to partner.
So how long did production take? If it was
principal production took us 20, let's make it 21 days.
21? Yes. And post-production?
Post-production took the shortest time because I'll tell you who we partnered with.
Yeah.
We took the shortest time because Kalasha was nomination.
Okay.
So we had to finish haraka tupeane for the Kalasha 2019. We partnered with there's a gentleman whom I owe literally most of the success that I've enjoyed out here, called Andrew Odera. Andrew Odera is a filmmaker.
Yeah.
When he came on board, he would come on board as a still cinematographer, and then he would come on board also as post-production. So this guy, you watch most of my films, him as a filmmaker, by the way, he holds my hand.
Okay.
Direction.
So like your mentor?
Yes.
Okay.
So he even feel it. When you watch Sanaa Academy, he's the one who shoots Sanaa Academy videos for me.
Okay.
And edits. So many people celebrate Peter Kawa for the director that he is, and the awards is won, but Andrew is the one who actually puts me films together.
Yeah.
And there is no film that works so well if you don't have a good editor and a cinematographer.
So speaking of directing, was Lost in Time one of your first projects that you ever directed?
No way.
It goes way back.
There was a time I think I even wrote on Facebook, nikasema, I think I'm becoming the king of directing pilots.
Hey.
I had directed so many pilots.
Okay.
And none of them was going anywhere. We had done so many short films. I had directed a couple of them, like 5 or 6 of them. So Lost in Time was just one of the first. It was the first film
that was also recognized.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now with Christmas Love, you conceptualized it in 2012. However, it came. You may try. In a BD, Yeah, I have. Yes. So you conceptualized it in 2012. However, it got released in 2021. Like that's when yeah, it got released. Let me just say 9 years. Yeah. So during that time in 2012, were you already like did you already have your own family, or what inspired the story behind Christmas Love? Please tell us. So see to feature.
So you remember that Better Pill story I told you?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2011, 2012, just before he got married, the guy who was mentoring me, called Jimmy Gore, sometimes they would go for, fly out.
Yeah.
And say how.
Okay.
It was a time they went for a retreat as couples. So as we were dating with my wife,
okay.
So they're like, oh, you guys, when you grow up, you join us, but for now, sisi ndio tunakuanga group inaitwa Better Pill couples.
Yeah.
So we are like 7 different couples. So these guys used to go for retreats in Mombasa and Malindi and Kilifi.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you guys are supposed to play. So we actually syndicate them to the stage in Tahamaki and my wife, okay, my fiance by then. And we saw them go, and we were feeling bad.
Yeah.
So we went back to here. So I met Hawa yake. I took my fiance home. I went to Uradi. So when I'm in that house, this guy had boxes because he was the leader of Better Pill back in the day. So he had boxes of scripts. And I don't have much to do in that house. So I'm going to just open those scripts and I'm just going through it and reminding myself of the scripts in Lithuania. Then I stumbled upon this manuscript that had 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
Actually, 2 lines.
So he's the one who wrote?
No.
Okay.
It was some thing, I think
his team.
I just talked about a young girl who's on stage, and then they're doing a Christmas play, and then her father is not there. She feels bad. And then when they are doing the Queen the placards, she's supposed to raise the M, and then Batima it falls because she sees the dad, and she raises it into W, and then Christ was love. I was like, I love this. This would be a nice film.
Okay.
And that is where in 2012 I started. I just took those two paragraphs. I was like, this would be a nice film.
Yeah.
And then now I started building a story around that.
Okay.
Around that. So why 9 years is because I didn't have the capacity by then to do the film, but also I was using my own personal experiences.
Yeah.
Not just as a father, as a husband, but also my friends' experiences. And we injected all our experiences into the Christmas Love that you watched in 2021. Yes.
That is so beautiful. And by the way, I got so emotional when I watched it. It's so touching. Yeah. And I got mad when Abel Mutwa came late for your okay. In the film itself, Abel Mutwa is the father to now Neema. Yes. And Neema Kawa is your daughter.
Yes.
So I'm so excited about this. Okay, so Neema Kawa was initially she was supposed to be an extra.
Yes.
How did it come about that what led to her being the main character of A Christmas Love?
So she was an extra. She was supposed to be one of those Tukonos and the angels back there.
Yeah.
I had cast a young girl, 4-year-old, and for me, I was very particular about going for 4-year-old because he's so cute and so innocent.
Yeah.
So I got this very beautiful little girl, and she took over boys kabisa when they ran towards the rehearsals and all that, pre-production. But during the day of the shoot, I think one of the things that I did wrong, I had not prepared her for now. Having behind the camera where there are 15 other people, really trying this to do something, So she saw all these people and she freaked out. So this is day 1 of my shoot. This was scene 1 of my shoot.
Oh.
And day 1 was the biggest day because I had extras that were filling a hall mzima, and I was paying them.
Yeah.
We had kids who were on stage and with full costumes. Again, directing kids is not a joke. So I had just 1 day.
Okay.
Actually, 1 day to shoot on that location, and they were charging me exorbitantly to do that. So thank God. I mean, I had a team, Film Lab Kenya. I mean, the guys that I work with in Film Lab, they held my hand and they were like, let's do what you can. So I had to make a decision last minute. Imekata. Then I was thinking of replacing about whom they replaced her.
Yeah.
I was like, wewe kuna kamtu hapa hivi.
Kunayo.
Kuna kamtu Well, Japa.
Your daughter.
No,
Eh?
Japa. I realized this girl has been creative since Kitambo. She's made so many vlogs in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that's when one.
Oh, she's a vlogger.
Where the time is so long.
Oh, really?
Of her just creating content. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is my bed. This is my so my dad is sitting there. She does a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, so you need to at home to eat. I was like, yo, come here. So I introduced her to Abel. And yo, Abel, and I left them for like 10 minutes to go and prepare. To go and now look at for costumes.
Yeah.
As a quick explainer, the HODs. When I came back, these guys, when you look at even our BTS stories, you'll find that these guys were bonded so well. In fact, so watu wanakuja na Abel, akikusumbua sana niambie kunitoe. No, niamba situko sawa. So they just hit it like that. That's when I knew we are ready to go. So most of what you watch on Christmas now, most of them are one takes.
One takes. Wow.
We didn't have time for more takes because we already started late.
Yeah.
Noon. So that's how my daughter became. Yes.
That's great. So you've mentioned that you didn't have enough time to shoot it. So the production took 3 days to shoot. So what's the other reason that made the production to take a short period when at the same time post-production editing took a few months to be done? Yeah. What leads to that?
We shot it in in October, right? And then we launched it in December.
Yeah.
So that's 2 months of post. Resources.
Okay.
Resources. Kama hauna do,
yeah.
You're really setting yourself up for failure. So that was one of the reasons. But then again, also having done a couple of short films before, we had done short films in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can do it. And then the locations were not that many. So having been an AD, having worked in short films, I knew in 3 days, I'm sure we can hack it. And we did hack it in 3 days, actually.
Yeah.
The 4th day was just pick ups now. Yes.
Okay.
But resources mostly.
Yeah. I totally understand. So we are going to take a short break, but make sure you stay tuned as we learn more about Sanaa Academy. So stay tuned only on the Talanta Show.